I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, like, if Scott swears or something, like, through an episode, I have to, like, write it down so that I can go back and edit it later.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
remember that.
I mean, this is what I wrote for this week's episode. I mean, I can't read or write, so... I mean, I know what all this means. I'll be able to go back and take care of it, but I got nothing.
This week on Positively Godless,
Gosh.
Tyler comes in all sick and we make him do the show anyway. Scott goes on a rant.
I
We
did.
have an amazing intro for Scott's rant.
Oh.
Why you
Mike-
gotta build it up?
What?
Why you gotta build it up? Now I gotta make it really good.
No, just use my intro. That's fine. And then we derail.
You're not derail. We actually just do a mishmash of stuff.
But we derailed and we killed 114 people in the process.
That is true.
See you then.
Oh.
Crazy. Over under feeling.
To quote Cher in Peter Cetera. Well, here we are again.
Crazy.
Marcano has made 4,646 calls since January 1st for the sole purpose of masturbating in view of ZVRS's employees. Like, what the hell?
And we all thought that Scott had a problem.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless.
Finish her up.
Oh,
We're
man.
just talking about something that is probably not relevant to the show, but we were talking about anyway. But you knew Scott does have a problem.
What do I have a problem with? I'm one of your three co-hosts, Scott Lawrence, joined by Tyler Zoolander and Just Jerry.
Oh my God, he got it right!
You did. You got it right.
I hope I'm centered this week.
I'm so proud of you.
I just hope I'm centered this week.
All
because
you
I'm
have
like,
to do is sit in the center of the picture. It's not that you can see yourself on the screen.
yeah, but the last few episodes, I've been like, hey, I'm over here. It's been weird.
I really wish we could have just made it through one production meeting so that I knew what was going on and we could actually...
Jerry started it. It's his fault. It's not mine. So,
All right. Fair enough. What's happening this week, guys?
nothing much. I mean, Tyler, you're not feeling well, so our
No.
condolences to you.
I'm going to try and keep my sniffles and a cough to a minimum, and if I have to, I'll mute and hack off screen.
Mute is your friend.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what I won't tell you what I used to do that made me scratchy and hoarse.
One of those episodes, I think.
Well,
I'm running out of pictures of what the hell happened here.
pretty much.
Can one of you check to see how our stats were for last week and do the comments? Just because I'm not touching internet or anything like that. I wanna,
Good boy.
Good thing. I still can't believe you don't have that fixed, but that's a good.
Yeah, you know it's funny. Comcast gave us a bill that was $391.
What the heck for?
Yeah, because they had two texts come out and other things. I called them yesterday and I just bitched. I said, we pay this amount. We're not paying a penny more. And they obviously fixed it. So.
Oh, that happened to me with Verizon Wireless too.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a computer thing I need. I don't know. Tyler maybe can check my computer whenever he comes over again.
We are at 119 views on last week's episode.
All right.
As of today.
And we have comments. regarding Mr. Grant Nichols?
Just only a few.
Yeah, not a lot, but that's okay. Let's start with
Just only a
head case.
few. What do you want? You want me to read it?
Yeah, what
Bah
head?
Humbug is a classic, and I got nothing. Shakes head. I don't like Christmas. People are ruthless during this time of the season, trampling people to be the first into a store for some big sale. Traffic accidents rise significantly. Suicide rates go up. People treat others horribly, especially those they don't know. Scott, your classmate, posted that message. At the time, he most likely thought he was being clever and didn't realize that it could come back to bite him in the ass. Sad thing is, there are a lot of people like that in this world, and they don't even realize it. Dang, you would think I don't know how to read.
That
I
last
just started
sentence.
to read yesterday.
That last sentence was not head cases. That was
Yeah, it
Jerry.
was not head case. Oh, by the way, real quick, head case. Since you're watching this episode, we've given you plenty of time. We actually took a break because of you to allow you ample time to
Because
get
of you.
to hang on to get a webcam to get your butt on the show. So I hope you have a webcam now and a better interconnection than me, and you can make an appearance because we would love to speak with you. And summoned, sir.
Absolutely.
What
So
I
yeah,
got?
that really covered two different things. First off, it covered the Christmas thing, which I am in complete agreement of the entire like commercialization and the people trampling over one another and all of the crap that just goes along with, now it's like Black Friday used to start at 8 a.m. and then it started at 7 a.m. and then it started at 4 a.m. and now it starts on Thanksgiving. And
At
it's
8 p.m.
yeah.
No, it used to be midnight. It used to
Oh
be
yeah,
midnight
then
on
it went to
Thanksgiving.
midnight. Yeah, then it went to midnight. Now it's actually on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like 8 p.m. on
Yep,
Thanksgiving.
yep. And pretty soon it's just gonna end up being that every single place is just gonna be open straight through Thanksgiving, 24 hours, and it's just not ever gonna stop.
In 10 years, it's going to start on Halloween. So
Pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the mall one year on Halloween Day, and they were playing Christmas music on Halloween Day.
We got Kmart commercials that are advertising for Christmas right now.
Listen,
I love when he says listen.
I
Here
used
goes
to work
Jerry.
in retail. Okay,
So did I.
I never liked the holiday season extended hours. I think we talked about this before. There are 52 weekends between one Christmas and the next. You have 52 whole weeks. That's 365 days a year that you have to go shopping for your Christmas gifts. Do it then. Why do retail stores have to open early or stay open late because you can't get your act together? 52 weeks.
Yeah,
Come on,
I just
people.
think about the people who work retail. Like Christmas Eve is a big time, and they're open till what 9? Is that right now?
I always worked on Christmas Eve. Always worked on Christmas Eve because it was my trade off of I'll work Christmas Eve, but you have to give me off on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Oh, okay.
And
But
I
yeah,
always did the opposite.
Oh, you worked New Year's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never worked past 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Like everything usually closes at 6. They shouldn't even be open on Christmas Eve if you can't get your Christmas shopping done before the 24th of December. Then guess what? You're a bad person, and the people that are friends with you and the people in your family are I feel sad for them because if you're shopping for them on Christmas Eve, something's wrong.
What?
I
There's
think-
there's
Go
nothing
on.
quite like going shopping for your grandpa and then having to give him a Merry Christmas to my aunt card because it's the only thing left on the shelf. There's nothing quite like that.
I think that we should save this discussion for December because this is going to be such a fun topic to talk
Oh yeah,
about.
I think we can definitely blow past this for right now, and we could definitely have a full-fledged episode. So,
Yeah.
did anybody happen to look at this comment from KTAP
Yeah, I was
About-
just getting ready to.
what happened at around 48:38, and then a few times after that?
Yeah, what that was just like an internet. What happened is like we like ended up being like a strobe light, in a sense. Like our, all of our video kind of like started twitching around.
Oh, is that where
And
it's
that's
like
fine.
one panel goes black, and then
Yeah.
the others kind of shift, and then it goes back?
Yeah,
See,
happens.
I thought it was Scott's sinful lifestyle and the soul leaving his body.
What? What? What?
Were you here on? Were you here on Tuesday? Were you downstairs in my studio on Tuesday?
Oh.
Sorry,
What are you talking about?
never mind.
I don't
You're
know
married.
the
It's not a
lifestyle.
sin anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anymore.
It was fun. I have an app for that. It was
You need
hot.
an app to
Moving
play with
on.
I had an appointment.
Appointment for what?
Oh.
Am I missing something here?
We'll take this conversation offline because I really don't think that your wife would appreciate it.
Okay, well, let's move on.
So moving on, our highly underutilized Twitter account had some comments from our good friend Euphoria this week.
Oh, really?
Who's that?
Uh-huh.
Who's that? It sounds
As
icky. I'm kidding. I know who Euphoria is.
You're icky.
just remember, Scott said it.
Love you.
Scott said it.
Scott.
But so we got some a short little video of she was trying to watch the episode, but Luna, her cat, was being too difficult and rolling over. But then also, and Scott, this is going to go back to you.
Uh-oh.
Because we've actually talked about this before. But she mentioned that I think that you guys should discuss religious cults. Let's all catch Hail Bop and kill ourselves, LOL. And then enough about Kim Davis. So I totally agree with that. But I do think that we should spend an episode talking about stuff like that. And
Yeah.
various cults and whatnot. So.
I agree.
But yeah, so that's all I've got for recap this week.
It was a good episode. I did like how I feel bad because I kind of wish Tyler he would have told me to shut up last week.
No, I was just gonna let you go.
No, because it was really embarrassing because I'm like, well, hopefully the video plays. I think like I said it like 6 times.
That stuff got real annoying.
Yeah, and I apologize to people who are watching. And it's like I don't know when he's going to put it in, and I just
Now
probably should let it
let's
go.
just step back and think about this for a second, because if we would have finished that production meeting before the show started, we would have known exactly where that video was gonna go. Oh,
Yes. So
that's
everyone
so
who's watching this
weird.
now, it's Jerry's fault again for
Blame
saying
on
this week
you,
I'm
guys.
positively godless.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
I'm getting in bed. I can't stand this anymore.
Some loud pops to go along with it too.
Sorry.
It's like caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like-
that gives me like I can't drink that stuff.
I need to be able to sleep tonight. Oh, Jerry, what's wrong with your headset?
I moved it.
Stop moving it.
I will.
Thank you. Everybody else says thank you too.
I don't think they could hear it because remember last week I said there's something funny going on.
No, I could definitely hear it.
Scott was going because I was doing it. You weren't here. You were in the bathroom or playing with yourself or tucking Ethan in or something.
All of the above.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was doing it to torture him.
Can we? I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before, but if you can actually comment and rate Jerry's fart, that would be great. So you can rate that or comment on that's that Twitter,
That was last week's episode.
P Godless at Twitter, or facebook.com/positivelygodless, or youtube.com/positivelygodless. Or if you have more to say, you can email us at positivelygodless@gmail.com. And hello, Gavin. I hope you feel better.
You can rate that fart anywhere on the scale from small potatoes to, oh my god, did an H-bomb just go off? So pick somewhere along that spectrum. And
Can I do a quick
Wait, that
sidebar?
was not the first time I ever farted during the show.
I've been farting the whole time. But can I do a quick sidebar? Have you guys watched The Muppets yet?
No.
Oh my god, you have to watch The Muppets now. It is so damn funny.
Funnier than
Alright.
it used to be.
It seriously, it is it's on.
No, Tyler, the Muppets are
you shut your mouth.
So you have to watch The Muppets. It is so bloody funny. They have such adult humor in there.
They always did.
More though. There was a scene of last week where Miss Piggy is getting steam massage with rocks.
Stone massage?
What's that?
A hot stone massage?
Yeah, hot stone massage. And Kermit's outside the door, and the chef comes in and says, "Some of you must be cooking the bacon." Oh my god, just watch the Muppets. So,
Wow.
watch the Muppets. All right. Tyler?
Yes.
This angle does wait, before we go any further.
Yeah.
This angle doesn't make me look like I'm fat and I have boobs, does it? Because last week that's all I could see.
We can hardly even see you. It's so dark. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, Tyler, can you mark
And then
this?
once you crop it in, you'll be
It will squish them together.
yeah.
But I look like I ate McDonald's for all of my life last week. It was
All
horrible.
Go ahead, Scott.
All right. So, we are going to do this.
Scott's Rant! Scott's Rant! Scott's Rant!
He may just use that. Frickin' Ridgeway. Again, I'm sorry to bring his ass up. So they have this thing called. Well, let's get back because this is going to segue nicely into the Pope. Ridgeway was complaining about the Pope or the president having the Pope there with a Muslim person, a transsexual or a transgender person there, and Ridgeway called them kooks on his radio show. So he's calling Muslims and transgenders and atheists or whatever. I don't remember who else was in the meeting with the president, with the Pope, but he was calling them kooks. But yesterday, on Witness Wednesday, where Ronna McCarthy interviewed a Muslim person. But Paul was saying a Muslim, an atheist, and a guy who's kind of a Christian, but they're all three potheads because they were smoking pot during the interview. I listened to the whole interview because I had to. I'm like, I'm going to log in and listen. And I didn't mention anything about pot in the interview. You can maybe hear some things in the background. I don't know, but it was never confirmed. I got so fed up, I sent Ridgeway. Hang on, I got it because my phone's charging. This message. You call them potheads. I didn't hear anything referencing that. You also may want to share with Rhonda 1 Timothy 2:12. You guys know what that is?
That's
Nope.
the part of the Bible that says Jerry's awesome and whatever he does is great.
No. I'm almost thankful I have this ditty here.
Almost.
What was it? 1 Timothy 2:12. Hold on.
Surprised your hands aren't burning touching it.
Yeah, 1
That was
Timothy.
just a joke, people. Just a joke. Don't get all bent out of shape.
I can't find this bitch in here. 1 Timothy 2:12. Where the hell is it?
I really hope that you quoted something that doesn't exist.
No, hold on. It's God. The print is so damn small.
That's because you're getting old.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Damn it.
What is going on with you over there?
I know. I know.
Oh, wow. There is literally a cobweb. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. Wow. Wow, that's good. Where is Timothy?
Towards the end of the book.
The end of the stories?
Yes.
I do not permit
First-
a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, what about it?
I sent that to him because you got somebody like Rhonda McCarthy who is preaching the gospel to these, according to Paul, potheads. She needs to shut up. If you want to live by your biblical standard,
I'm lost.
well, you're an atheist. Of course you're lost.
Well, I mean, I'm lost in what you're trying to convey to us.
What I'm
Who's this
trying to
Rhonda McCarthy chick?
Rhonda McCarthy does this thing called Witness Wednesdays where she goes downtown Minneapolis or whatever in Minneapolis and preaches the gospel. My point
For
is...
those who haven't read the Bible in a while,
Or ever.
or ever, can I just read 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 9 through 15 here, real quick?
Sure. Go for it.
Just my version of it. Keep in mind, this is a kid's Bible.
I'm reading mine because I have the adult Bible from Paul Ridgway.
Right, but no, what I'm saying is that this was the one that's geared towards kids, and I want you
the
to...
Good News Bible.
Yeah, the Good News Bible, all right? I want you to listen to this.
Oh, this is great.
I also want the women to be modest and sensible about their clothes and to dress properly, not with fancy hairstyles or with gold ornaments or pearls or expensive dresses, but with good deeds, as is proper for women who claim to be religious. Women should learn in silence and all humility. I do not allow them to teach or to have authority over men. They must keep quiet. For Adam was created first and then Eve. And it was not Adam who was deceived, it was the woman who was deceived and broke God's law. But a woman will be saved through having children, if she preserves in faith and love and holiness with modesty. That is your biblical teaching for the week. Right there. So all you women out there,
Shut up.
if you're going... There you go, Scott. Shut up. Just leave it at that.
I mean, and again, I
Have
don't...
you ever worn any sort of jewelry? Have you ever dollied up your hair? Any of that kind of stuff? Because if you have, you're going to hell. And I would like to know what Ridgway's response to that is, considering that this is in the New Testament. Because he always gives all those arguments about, oh, well, that's in the Old Testament, and blah, 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 and things change. And
Right.
Yeah. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I have dogs everywhere. Can you go at when I
Is
say
it
hi?
in the New Testament to be a bigoted a-hole?
No, it's not. Come say hi real quick. No, they just want to say you've been on camera before. Come and get woman. You will listen to me according to this book.
hi, Muffin.
Tyler
Hi,
says
chocolate chip.
Elsa goes, "Can I hit you with it?"
Yes, please.
Please
Yes.
and thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Por favor and gracias.
There she is. Well, that's
Hello,
Hi,
doctor.
Muffin.
okay.
And Preston.
Hi, Preston. Where's Ruby? Okay, I gotta work now.
I gotta work now.
How much longer? What you got in mind?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Scott.
Nothing again? Really?
She's gonna
Yes,
be
I will take out the garbage.
a
I'm leaving all this in.
Can you have read that book? Okay. You have your own. That's right. You do have your own. You haven't unwrapped it out of the shrink wrap yet.
We have just derailed and killed 96 people.
That's an understatement. Well, in any case,
Come
Scott,
here.
let's
that
go.
brings
Say
an
it again.
end.
Back to Scott. Earth to Scott.
Hold on, real quick. What
I'm gonna drop him from the call.
episode of The Simpsons? What? They form a dad jam band. You know we're in the middle of an episode, right? Okay, goodbye.
You're the one that called her in there.
She came in here on her own. I'm sorry to derail.
No, you're not.
The death toll, ladies and gentlemen, is now at 114.
In Oregon?
No, for our derailment.
Oh.
We derailed and killed a whole bunch of people.
Oh, well, no, we didn't. Anyway, so again, sorry.
So wait, you're saying that Paul should... I still don't get it, because this Rhonda McCarthy woman, I mean, apparently she's like an ally of Paul. She is like on his side. And she's down in town or in the city preaching, and he's up in arms about it. I don't get it.
No. He's not up in arms about it. He's all for her doing that. But if you read the Holy Book, and if you're going by the New Testament Holy Book, she needs to shut up.
What does that have to do with him calling people potheads?
It just segued into the story of his judgmental ass, just making these ridiculous claims of, oh, they're potheads and this person's a kook, or just very, very I don't want to say non-Christian. It's just non-person.
It's just being a bigoted a-hole.
Yeah, right. So I suppose we should talk about, because we do record on Thursdays mostly. We had a tragedy happen in Oregon today at a school. And kind of since I'm on Ridgeway, I want to say a little prayer in regards to this. So if you want to bow your heads, you can. Heavenly Father, why the F did you let that happen? If you were a loving God, then you would actually protect those people. You're a piece. Sorry. Damn it! I just realized we were just
You
the
said
whole
it
time.
twice in like...
Yeah, you said it twice.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Tyler. Why would you ever let that happen? So I'm not going to pray to you after the fact of people dying and people grieving. That you deserve no reverence whatsoever for people to be killed in such a way. And apparently the shooter, who's nameless, which is, I think, is great that he's nameless right now. Asked people what their religion was. Everything's pretty much still developing right now, so we'll know more of the story by the time this airs. But I wanted to point that out, of the people praying for the victims and their families and all that stuff. That isn't doing any good. I don't think so. You guys want to chat about this event in our...
Well, I'm completely clueless. Well, listen, I don't watch the news. I didn't hear nothing about nothing.
You didn't get like 17 alerts on your phone as this thing was going down?
No.
Because I did. Huh?
What kind of alerts?
News alerts.
No, I don't have news
Different-
alerts on my phone.
Um,
I'm relaxing.
I
And the thunder rolls.
um this kind of goes back a little bit to the freedom of speech thing that we talked about last week, or that I talked about last week, and abridging the right for the freedom of speech, and where do you toe that line and all that kind of stuff. And I am not a repeal the Second Amendment type of a person. However, I really don't think that any rational person can realistically look at the state of our country right now and not say that we have a gun problem, because we absolutely do. And yeah, guns don't kill people, people kill people, blah blah. I mean, all that crap. I mean, that's a topic for a different type of show. I mean, because that's not even really what we cover. But I mean, whether it's done in the name of religion, or whether it's done, for just because somebody is simply snapped and lost it, or workplace violence, or whatever it might happen to be, it doesn't matter. It's still a problem. It is an epidemic in this country. Hey, look at the cat.
Lay down. He just
So-
wants to be with me.
So what you're saying is that, I mean, are you're for guns for the sole purpose of hunting and protecting your family?
I don't know if I have a specific cutoff line. I don't think that somebody should be able to walk into any old store and buy an AR-15 automatic weapon and 1,000 rounds and walk out onto the street and sell that to somebody else without any sort of identification or background check or anything like that.
Yeah, and just to keep people up to speed, this shooter was a 20-year-old male, and according to the laws of Oregon, you had to be 21 to purchase a firearm.
Right. And how many times in a week do we hear about a story about how some 5-year-old killed his 3-year-old brother because they were playing in dad's nightstand, and they found the gun and it accidentally went off,
Right.
or some dad is cleaning the gun in the garage and shoots his little kid. And I mean, like, there's just
And is
so
there
much.
punishment for gross negligence like that? Does anyone know?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously all depends upon state and local laws that,
Right.
as far as what and whether or not any sort of, district attorney or whatever is going to prosecute, based on what the circumstances are. So it's I don't know. It's a black hole at this point as far as the conversation goes, because it's
I mean, it's happened. It's Thursday when the story broke. By the time the show airs, we're gonna know much more. But we're not necessarily here to report the news, but we're here to actually talk about it. And kind of give our thoughts. I think the sole purpose of my point with this story is the prayer thing, which we could have a whole episode just solely on the idea of prayer. Why are maybe this is a good topic now of why is prayer so prevalent after something so tragic? What is that going to do?
Jerry,
Yeah.
do you want to weigh in on this at all? Because I have some thoughts, but I want to give you the chance to speak too.
To answer Scott's question, what is prayer gonna do? Nothing, because prayer does nothing. Prayer's never done anything. Whether you're praying to be healthy because you're sick, whether you're praying because you want something better to happen in your life, whether you're praying for somebody who has faced some sort of tragedy like what we're talking about here, whatever it is, prayer doesn't work. Prayer worked. Yeah, there would be so many things in my life that would have.
You wouldn't have 2 strokes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't pray not to have 2 strokes. That just happened. But, know,
Well, no, but
it
if
was
you were
just all of
praying
a
to stay
sudden.
healthy,
Right.
you know.
I've always said that prayer is an excuse. But
I
anyway.
think people pray to this God that is so mean. Like, why would you pray to someone or something that is so mean? That thinks nothing of striking people down and just killing them en masse. I mean, the flood that Noah built the ark for, Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, all that stuff. Boom, you're dead. Yeah, we pray to him and give him praise.
Well, you
Okay.
don't even have to necessarily talk about biblical
Biblical.
examples.
Right.
I mean,
look
look at the
I mean,
Holocaust.
even here's a great example. I'm sorry, but look at 9/11, where that horrendous event happened in our nation's history, and then all of a sudden there was that cross that we all talk about, or not we all talk about, we all have seen, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, that means that God's watching over us." No, that means God signed the damn check. If there's a God, he
Wow.
let that happen. I'm going to take responsibility for it. There's my name. I signed the check, bitches.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
there
but
was a God, that wouldn't
people,
have happened.
but people on the other side will say that, well, yes, he did allow that to happen, and he allowed that to happen because we need a wake up call in this country, and things are going down the right track.
Yeah. And that
That's
stuff really
just
pisses me off. And if people want to use that cross as comfort, and we've always said on this show, if your faith makes you a better person, then please continue. But I don't know.
well. I just wanted to attack it more from the side that you were coming from originally, or the question that you had asked originally. But why after something like this do people move towards that?
Mhm.
And any of the religious activities that take place at pretty much any point, but especially after some sort of tragedy or in a moment of grievance, take place in an attempt to ease the suffering. I mean, whether you are directly involved and your mother, brother, father, sister, whatever, was shot today in that massacre that happened, whether you are someone who went to that school and didn't actually know any of those people, but maybe you've seen one of them before, or you're somebody from that community that's been affected, or you're somebody across the country that is, sick and tired of hearing all of this stuff. When you're going through that grievance process, the the collective nature and the prayer and the things that are said, even if it's not, think about somebody dying and somebody sharing stories about that person around a table or in a group in a conversation or whatever. Why are all of those things happening? It's to try and make yourselves feel better after some sort of horrific event.
Mhm. I get that.
Why was there wall-to-wall coverage of the events of 9/11 after it happened? It was because this was the first real tragedy that we had that had this 24-hour news cycle available to us, and they took that and they ran with it because they knew that people would stay glued to their televisions for 24 hours to continue talking about it and trying to make sense of it. I mean, it goes back to an earlier episode about, talking about the formation of religion just in general and growing up and, way back in time when you didn't have science to explain things, you had to, in order for your mind to resolve itself, you have to talk through things and you have to make things up and you have to go back to those things that comfort you and what feels familiar. And for a lot of people, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But now
Now-
we have science. We don't have to make things up. We can figure it out. So
But we're not the ones that are praying, though. That's the thing.
okay.
Yeah. This is a little too somber for our show, but at least we addressed it. It's a good topic. As far as our show goes, because it's breaking news. I haven't checked, any updates on it, but I will say a final thing. I posted a video snippet of a Seth Andrews speech about a month ago, called "How We, Deal with Tragedy," or I can't remember how I titled it, but of all the bad things that we see in the news media, look around, there's way too much good. And I'm actually quoting him that's what we need to remember, is that the good things, and not surrender ourselves to these monsters and psychopaths who blow up buildings or fly buildings into planes or bomb a marathon. What?
You said fly buildings into planes.
Did I really? I'm sorry. Fly planes.
It-
Sorry. Fly planes into buildings. But you know what I'm saying. But if you guys get a chance to check it out, go ahead and check it out. So it's on our channel. I don't know if these two know about it, but it's on our channel.
Yeah.
All right, Scott.
Can I go pee now?
No.
I thought that was my segment.
No.
Okay.
We're not talking about pee. All right. Can we move on to this article that you sent us?
Yeah. Which one? I sent you two. One in the email and one in the Skype.
The one in the email.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go pee now?
No. We're in the
I'm-
middle of a show.
All right.
Uh,
That's fine as long as He doesn't get up and do it in the middle of the show. All right, so is this one having a segment, Mr. Scott? This article,
No,
okay.
I'm in the middle of something. Don't talk to me.
I'm gonna introduce it then. Okay.
Okay.
So Scott sends us through email the other day an article. Really? Where has this show gone?
What?
Can't believe you just did that.
You did it.
Well, it wasn't in the middle of the show, for Christ's sake.
It was in the bloopers.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be there either. Okay, now consider the source. It is BuzzFeed. I'm not sure what the whole reason that Scott, you had sent us this article was.
It just came out, so that's why I sent it.
Watch this trans teenager's emotional reaction to getting her first dose of hormones. Erica Mason, a mother of 5 from Detroit, surprised her transgender daughter Corey with her first dose of hormones, something the 14-year-old had been waiting for over 2 years to receive. She managed to capture the emotional moment on video. Then there's a video of her surprising this little girl with the hormones. So Scott titled the email WTF? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. So I'm a little curious as to why you titled the email WTF.
I titled it that way because I'm curious of what the repercussions are going to be with the article, because the article when it came out was just on BuzzFeed, and then I saw it again today, and I saw it yesterday, and the comments that were going to transpire with this whole thing. I don't know how it works as far as transgender goes, as far as them getting the medications for that, if they are allowed medications and stuff like that. I don't understand that. So that was another part of it as well.
Okay. So what is your thoughts on this video and what this mother did? Let's start there.
I view it as a supportive mother with the transgender teen. A part of me, because the teen is 14 years old, maybe I felt it was a little young. Maybe wanted to wait to be sure. When she's maybe 16, 17 years old, let's wait a couple years. Because
okay.
Yeah, because we've all gone through phases in our lives. We all have. Whether people have gone through goth phases, people have gone through punk phases, or whatever phases that you've gone through. So my only WTF was that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. 14's a little young, because hell, Gavin's 12, and he's gonna maybe go through a phase. Who knows? So
He's not going to go through a phase where he says, "Dad, I'm a girl." If by 12 years old, 13, 14 years old, a child is saying, I'm a boy on the outside and I feel like a girl on the inside. They have been saying that in one way, shape, or form in their entire life.
Okay.
It's not something that they just wake up and decide.
No,
it's not a phase for this little girl. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know that I necessarily agree with the mother. I don't know. I'm conflicted on it. But if this is what this child truly wants and needs, it's better now that she start the therapy as puberty starts or before puberty starts, because it's way harder to do it in your late teens and 20s.
Sure.
To do that and reverse that.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, again, I don't know a lot about that as well. So, I mean, please forgive me for if I say something wrong or out of context. It's not meaning no harm. I think Jerry, you know me.
Well,
um,
I mean, that's why I said, well, what is it? When I said I failed to see the WTF in this.
yeah. Well, what the WTF was is and you make a very good point. The pubescent versus post-pubescent. I understand what you're saying now. I mean, that's something I don't understand.
Like, for this child to start puberty and then to start these hormones, while it is a shock to the system and it is complete, you know, this child, if she really feels like a girl, then more power to her. That's how she feels. I can
Right.
tell you that since I was the age of 5, we've talked about this. Since I was the age of 5, I knew I was different. When I was 13, 14 years old, I noticed boys instead
Mhm.
of girls. I thought boys were cute. By the time you're 14, you're starting to develop as, you know, you kind of know at this point.
Well, let me
And
ask.
even if she's gonna, with the hormone therapy, hopefully she won't have to go through the painful surgery of having, you know, later in life having implants and, to have breasts and, um she won't have the overload of testosterone in her body, which will develop her to look like a male when she doesn't identify that way. She won't get facial hair. Her voice won't deepen. You know, when you go through puberty and all that happens, and then afterwards you start taking the hormones. It's harder to reverse if you see Laverne Cox or Candace Kane, as beautiful as they are, they still look like men, and that's through no fault of their own. You know, it's a hard thing to say. Well, I think we should wait until a child is 17 rather than a child is 14, or wait. They should wait until they're 18 where they can really make that decision. I mean, there's no real way to gauge when it's good for somebody.
Let me ask you this then, in regards to the situation, because you make very, very good points. So I'm going to ask you a follow-up question.
Uh huh.
Um, why couldn't this have been done in private, or is it more awareness? Are they kind of taking the stand like, okay,
That's what I was gonna say. Why couldn't it be something that's
more
awareness?
awareness?
This
Okay.
mother is saying, I have a 14-year-old transgender child. I can only imagine from the story that the child was born male and identifies as female, and the mother wanted to show that it's the normalcy of the whole process, and to show that if your child is really like that, then it's okay to help them grow up that way so that they can feel some sense of normalcy.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
and there were two things specifically in the article here that Erica has received nothing but positive reactions since posting the video to YouTube and Facebook. Quote, I knew it was taking a chance for negativity when I said it to public, but I did it anyway, end quote.
Okay.
Um, and then in the next part of the article, Corey's mother believes that if the video, just like I've always said about our show, if the video clip can help even one child, any amount of negativity will be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um, and I think that portion of things really speaks volumes. And Jerry, you just said something about the normalcy of this, and I think that's where a lot of people have an I don't want to say an issue with it, but because not a lot of people talk about these experiences. And a lot of this, has always been so taboo and, brush it under the rug or don't talk about it or, I just want to live my life in private, and all of that kind of stuff that's been going on. And certainly, if, you or anyone that has been through this and they want to go through it in private, with their loved ones and family members, then that's fine. We shouldn't be invading their privacy. But it's in the same way that, in the same way that being gay for so long was such an incredible taboo. And, I feel like we have now finally turned that corner where it's still so frowned upon, but it's blasted way out in the open, and compared to even 10, 15 years ago when, you still had things like, say, I don't know, like Will and Grace, and it's like, oh, well, and that was a big deal. Like, I don't know if you
Right.
guys remember
I love that
when
show.
when that show, that was one of the greatest shows
It's
ever.
a huge
I love,
deal, yeah.
yeah. But at the time when it first debuted, there were so many groups that were pissed at NBC and that boycotted them and were like, we're never watching any of your programming again and blah, 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 whatever, because you're having a show not with just one gay character, but two.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, it's just like, and you look at 10 years before that and 10 years before that and just look at how much that's exploded. When it comes to talking about the trans issue, that is something that is still so, that's still,
New.
yeah, I mean, it's not,
Not new, but
no, yeah, it
It's
more
new to
public.
society.
yeah, new in the terms of the conversation and, Jerry, like you said, the public eye thing.
Right. It
So-
has to go through its evolution, just like the whole gay thing. It went through its evolution. I mean, even before Will and Grace, if you want to talk about like societal issues, if you watch the Golden Girls, there's a couple episodes on there where they talk about it. I mean, the pilot episode of the Golden Girls in, I think it was 1982, because I think it was 82 to 90. No,
It was 86.
it was 86, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was 7 seasons, and I think the last season was 95.
Yeah.
So the pilot episode of The Golden Girls had a gay character on it.
Well, remember Ellen? When Ellen came out?
That was in the 90s though.
Yeah,
but
it
that was a big
but
uproar.
still, that was a big deal too.
Mhm.
So it has. I'm glad that it's starting to come to the forefront of society. It's just going to be another struggle for this subset of the community because people, for whatever reason, are just slow to adopt whatever change it is. Hey, come on.
But I mean, do you think that any of this will be slightly easier because what has been accomplished in this last year with the marriage ruling and everything like that?
No,
You still think it will be equally as hard?
I think it will be harder. I think it will be harder because of people's bigotry and hatred. They're still not over the whole homosexual, us gay people just running around doing whatever They still want to suppress us. You know, they still want to suppress us. And they think that being gay is not normal. And it goes against nature. So,
And they also think it's a choice.
and it's going to be the same thing for transgender,
Yeah.
you know? And I guarantee you, and I don't know statistics, but I can almost guarantee you that if you look at statistics of gay teens committing suicide versus trans teens committing suicide, that is going to be a higher percentage.
Per capita type
It's
situation.
just going to be a higher percent. I'm not a betting man, but I would be willing to put money on it that if it's not dramatically higher, it's probably going to be slightly higher because of society. Like, listen, blue is boy, pink is girl. And if you're born a boy, you play with trucks and you wear blue and you play with G.I. Joes. You don't play with dolls and My Little Pony. So those kids they're already at more of a disadvantage because they don't even know how to feel in their own skin.
Right.
You know, and society is telling them something. It's not like, you know, me being gay, I'm like, oh yeah, you don't like me because I'm gay. You know, I can't imagine what's said to
A transgender person.
a transgender person. I wouldn't even want to,
Yeah.
you know.
Did we ever talk at all about the whole Target changing their signing for the
For the
We
kids. For
yeah
we
the
never
kids,
for the
talked.
kids
is it
aisle and stuff?
toys, right?
Yeah, it
just
was for
toys.
no toys and like bedding,
Um,
and so like if you walk down the bedding aisle, it will no longer be like boys
Boys.
bedding and girls bedding. It's kids bedding,
well, yeah, it should be like that.
Yeah.
and
Well, that Joshua Fierstein guy, you guys, I've talked about him
Yeah, we did.
before. He was on the Doctor's Show, I think, last week. Just to remind you again, Joshua Fierstein is a loudmouth guy on the internet who can't figure out how to use his camera phone to actually take a wide shot, and he looks like Kevin James and Fred Durst aboard a baby. That guy. He was on the Doctors debating the guy that took back a toy for his kid, and his kid picked out a doll. You guys remember this story
yeah,
at all?
uh-huh,
Okay,
yep.
yeah. So he made a complete fool of himself on national television, which I thought was
He
freaking
makes a
brilliant.
complete fool of himself on YouTube, so
Right.
there's nothing new for that.
Yeah, and he was complaining about the Target thing, like you were just mentioning, Tyler, with having it just be toys.
Yeah.
Well, hell, if he wants to label it boy toys and girl toys, he can open up his own Target in the backwoods of Kentucky, and Kim Davis can be the manager, and they can run it how.
Yeah.
You know what I say to that? Bite my dirty butthole.
Wow. Was this your home and don't play this segment, or no? Do you
No.
have one?
This was you.
Oh, you're mad
This
at me.
is
You're
also
confronting me.
you.
No, you were confronting me.
I was not confronting you. I was just like, I didn't understand why you would
I hope
label
I made
stuff
myself clear.
yeah.
I hope I made
I
myself.
was ready to like literally. That's why I said we'll just have to see on the show because I wasn't trying to debate you over
No.
GroupMe or email. I mean, I wasn't trying to debate you at all, but I was like, Scott, what is WTF about this?
I hope I explained it pretty well.
Listen, again, I'm gonna backtrack. There's no real way to gauge when something like this is good for a person and when it's not.
Right.
It's such a private thing for the family and for the child and for the individual, that they really, I'm sure that this isn't something that the mother just said, that the kid woke up today and said,
I'm a girl.
I'm a girl,
Right.
and then tomorrow the mother's given, that doesn't make
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure that this is something that they've talked about, that they've seen professionals about, that they did not consider this lightly because this is something that is not so easy to change. You know, I mean, it just like, you know, it's good that if they're going to do this with this child and let her grow up this way, that's great. But if they didn't, it would just, you know, and it would just cause so much drama between the whole family and this child to grow up feeling like a girl and developing into a man. It just
Right. Because I mean, I think that's
so
you made a good point when you were talking about the suicide rate. Because now that we've kind of dissected a little bit, can you imagine if this child wants to be a girl and the parents say no, or don't help them through this, or whatever the case may be, that child, would probably fall into that deepest depression.
it happens to so many children.
Now I get it. Now I understand. And it was, I never meant it to be a mockery when I sent the email.
Okay.
I probably should have titled it differently, and I apologize. But yeah, you're right. If let's say if I have a child that if the child was a boy and wanted to be a girl, and I said no, that's not going to happen, the life of that child would be in absolute turmoil. And yeah, I get it. Yeah, totally get it. I hope people listening get it, because I get it now. This week on
Good.
Positively Godless, the more you know.
And knowing
That's
it's half
copyrighted.
the
I can't do
battle.
that.
Oh, you can't do that.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Remember that?
What about
NBC.
knowing is what about knowing is half the battle?
What's that one?
G.I. Joe.
Yep.
At the end of every episode of G.I. Joe, they told like a lesson.
Uh-huh.
And then G.I. Joe would be like, and now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Or how about just have it like, and Scott finally gets it.
I don't know that Scott's gonna finally get it, but
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
joke.
What else we got?
I did have something for a segment, but you know what? I just totally forgot what it was.
You were so excited
I
earlier.
was so excited. You know what it was? I think it was about the Pope and meeting with that see you next Tuesday and
I think that about sums it up right about there, doesn't it?
Yep. I sure think it does.
Do we have final thoughts?
farewell.
Oh, we forgot to do the final thoughts.
Hey. What do we have final thoughts on?
Nothing. Do we? Did you hear that too?
What, the sigh?
I no. Oh, never mind.
I guess that's it. Bye.
What the hell? That's
Are we still going?
you pick it. Apparently, you always pick Tyler's, or you always pick Jerry's intros. You might as well pick his outros too.
Yeah.
We don't.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye. Stupid. What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
What are you doing?
What?
What you doing?
The clock right now.
Oh yeah.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm getting ready to go on the computer.
Do you have pants on?
Just 10 o'clock right now, no?
Well, I don't know. Me and Tyler have been sitting here for 45 minutes.
No, haven't.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
No, you haven't.
Oh, bloopers out of the way.
It looks like, I mean, it's like he knows you or something.
I know. No, I don't think so.
Smashing.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
That's fine. I still blame Scott.
Yeah.
I love you, Tyler.
Night
Hey, what
night.
about me?
Well, I love you too, but not as much as I love Tyler.
You've known me longer.
That doesn't mean I can't love you less than I love Tyler.
Yeah, but I gave you my tongue.
Oh boy.
You just licked my cheek. You didn't even give me no tongue.
Which cheek?
Oh.
See, Tyler, there was a point in time where I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Dumb.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say convinced that Scott was gay.
Well, yeah, I'm still convinced Scott's gay. That's a different topic. No, there was a point in time that I mean, if the opportunity had presented itself, I would have probably said yes. And he knows it, but he just thinks now, like almost 10 years later, that it's still the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really well liked on this show.
You didn't say you weren't liked.
It's tolerated.
Just a little egomaniac, that's all.
I'm not egomaniac. I'm an egomaniac.
Thinking that I still would have sex with you if I had the opportunity. You're
Oh,
crazy.
Yes, you would.
You're crazy. No. I moved past you. It's Tyler's turn now.
Goodbye.
Bye.